continue to at least stay level or go down a little bit as well, and see some savings across the board for everybody in the city.
All right, well, we'll have Gary DeLacy in next Thursday. We'll talk
Grill
more
him on
about that. There you go. Solar ordinance revision.
Yeah, just going over some of the things, the next couple items, things that were on the council meeting this week. We last year worked for about 6 months on a solar ordinance as far as like large scale solar projects and things like that. And there was one snafu that we were not aware of when we did it. So the council's looking at changing that ordinance for a project that's working in the Rock Creek area. It only affects Clinton on a small, like 130 acres, but we've been working on that. So that's something that's been on several meetings here as we're going through. And if you're concerned about solar and things like that, tune in. It has nothing to do with like if you want to put it on your house. We changed it, so that's perfectly fine. Mm-hmm. You want to put it on your house, you want to put it on pedestals in your backyard, whatever it is, that's fine. But we're talking about larger scale stuff, that you would see that's going in. So. And
that kind of leads us into our next talking point.
Yeah, part of that. The school district is working with Alliant Energy to have a solar project on their property, which will do a couple things. Alliance leasing that property, so the school district will make some revenue off it. That energy will go into the grid, and then also it'll be worked into a little bit of a program for folks, the kids at the school, so they can learn that solar technology and learn that type of stuff. So it's kind of a twofold thing that it does there. And Gary and the superintendent would have more information on that, but at a high level, that's kind of what it is. And it required a zoning change, which I think is good to note too. So they first put the application in to zone the whole parcel there, and this is where the field is that they bought from Ashford, right. That football field, the whole 49 acres, I think. Because it has to be manufacturing district, and it's right next to manufacturing with Timken there and everything. So the neighbors were a little upset. They didn't want to see the whole parcel rezoned because they were afraid that down the road that would get sold to a big manufacturing plant. They'd have a plant across the street from them. The school district obviously said there's no, they're not going to do that and everything. You can't remake that complex for what they got it for. But long story short, the neighbors brought their concerns in, the council reconsidered, and then we came to a conclusion where we only rezoned a small portion of their property, which was, I can't remember exactly how many acres it was, but it was just a small portion that they need there. I think it was like 12 or 13 or something like that. And then, so the whole parcel won't be rezoned. So I think it's just a testament of the government process and the citizens. Something happened, they got notified, they came in, they made their concerns. We worked with the school district and the city and the citizens, and we came to a win-win-win, which is how government's supposed to work.
Okay, again, that's the River King and Queen Athletic Complex. Is that going to be to the west of it?
It's going to be to the west and like towards the creek area in the back where it's already kind of a marshy land, and they can't really use it anyway.
Right.
So it'll save them a little money on maintenance as well, but then that'll be back there, and they'll make a little revenue. I think it's like $60,000 a year for the rent on it or something like that. So.
Trying to think what hole that would have been.
So it would have been
like 14.
It would have been
13?
Northwest of number 9.
Okay.
And then I don't know if like the green for number would be 10, 11, 12. Wait, 10, 11, 12.
Okay.
It would have been the green for 12, T-box for 13.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've golfed there. It's been a while since anybody's golfed there.
I wish you're still there.
That would be nice. Yeah, I always thought maybe the high school could turn it into like a par 3 course or something like that. And,
Well, they only own the small portion now.
Oh, okay.
It's like 3 parcels down there now. You have the school's partial, and then where the old shed was is owned by a local person. And then then there's like a developer that bought the other ground where we've tried. The vision would be to put in like the co-op place that's behind Hy-Vee?
Yes.
Where one of those types of buildings down there.
All right.
That was the vision, but it hasn't come to fruition
I thought the school had it all, but evidently not.
Nope.
So here's Manufacturing Drive Bluff delayed.
Yeah, we've talked about that a lot on here, so I know you're excited about that project.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just tell you some regulations were going to be delayed again, so we'll probably put out for bids either in the fall or the spring, and it'll start, I'm going to say next year, hopefully. I thought I was pretty confident that this year it was going to start, and turns out we're working through some more hurdles. You know, federal government money has a lot of red tape that and hoops you gotta jump through. So it's not anything by fault of us. We're just kind of working through the process, and new things come up. So we'll get there.
And how many miles again did that encompass? I mean,
4.
That would be great. Now, when it does get going,
Yeah.
you're going to start on the north end or the south
It's
end?
going to start at Highway 30. Well,
Okay.
first the bridges will get redone.
Okay.
And then it's going to start at Highway 30 and work all the way down to 4th Street.
Okay, so it'll head north.
Yeah,
It'll be
to
working
7th
that
Avenue
way.
and 4th.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, well, keep us abreast on how that is going.
I know.
Okay. Now, you're looking for a new business maybe moving in.
Yeah, so Slumberland closed. I think everybody saw that. There's a gentleman that bought that building, that owns that building now, and he has some big plans. And if you see, they got electricians and workers out there. They have a new business that's going to be coming in there. Probably not March, but maybe end of March, April timeframe. You should see something popping up there. Can't really let the cat out of the bag on who it is, but I think that's exciting. We'll have something new coming there. Someone purchased the old Village Inn. They're cleaning that out. There's not something set to go in there yet. I think they're prepping it to try to attract a national retail chain, or not retail chain, but a food chain or something like that to come in there. Obviously, we have Jersey Mike's that opens, so we're starting to see the fruits of our labor on the retail strategies, retail study that we're working with. This group that we worked with, they weren't responsible for Jersey Mike's, but they were definitely involved in it, and then they're involved in a couple other things. So the investment that we made in there, we're kind of starting to see the fruits of that labor as we're going in here, and new things are popping up.
Well, that is great to hear. And before we do take a break for the weather, of course, people have noticed the demolition out that way. That hotel, motel, whatever, is now gone.
Yep.
And of course, there was something in our news today that also the rest of that area by Hy-Vee is going to be coming down.
Yep. So the court ordered the hotel to be torn down. It's a private owner that owns that still. They took care of the demolition. Now, hopefully, we can get that. Maybe they'll develop it, or maybe they'll get that in the hands of another business. So I know our retail strategies people have been in contact with them, because that's a hot corner, right?
Yeah.
A lot of traffic. And then, we finally have worked through the bidding process and accepted bids on South 4th Street there in front of Hy-Vee to tear that last building down and then remediate all that stuff that's covered up by the tarps right now. So
it's always kind of interesting and kind of exciting to see things coming down and then hopefully things building up.
Yeah. So we have some different ideas on what to do on that corner. The tough part is it's a really narrow strip of land. And it's going to be interesting on what we can get in there and what we can't get in there. We had a demo of some retail and some business stuff. We talked about townhome kind of things right there, and we've had some other ideas kicked around, but nothing's really stuck yet. So I think we have to really get it down so it's a clean slate, and then we can hopefully try to attract someone in there.
And that is city owned.
Everything but the parcel where Smitty's was.
Okay.
They still own that parcel on the corner there, but everything else is city owned. Actually, corner to corner on the other corner, central siding is at the Keese family. I think they own that one on the one corner. We own everything in the middle.
Okay.
So.
All right. Let's take a break for the weather, brought to you by Electronics.
Heavy rounds of rain and some thunderstorms likely on and off as we go throughout today, and
Where's
it will
our
be
rain?
breezy too. Temperatures
getting a
holding
little
steady
darker
into
out
the
there.
upper 50s near 60 degrees.
You golfing or
Some
what?
scattered rain showers tonight, still breezy as we drop into the upper 30s. And for Friday, partly cloudy and breezy, highs in the upper 50s. With your Storm Track 8 forecast, I'm meteorologist Andrew Stutsky.
Right now, getting a little darker out there. It's overcast, 48 degrees. Our update brought to you by Electronics.
Electronics Incorporated in Clinton is the area's largest communication and alarm systems company. Electronics offers best-in-class life safety, security, two-way radios, and communications equipment from top brands. Electronics, the company you've trusted for over 50 years, can now provide fire extinguisher sales, service, and inspections, plus kitchen hood inspections as well. Call or visit them online at www.electronicsinc.com for your free estimate.
Well, let's continue on to the bottom of the hour now with Clinton Mayor Scott Maddasion on FYI. Of course, every fourth Thursday now we get Josh Agers to come in to talk about tailgate and tall boys, but you got a coffee talk coming up April 4th.
Yep. I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that the Chamber, Grow Clinton, is sponsoring this coffee talk, and Josh and I will be there on April 4th. We're going to kind of discuss the layout of the land and what Tailgate and Talbot is going to look like this year. The ground's changed a little bit, so there's actually going to be less road closures. Riverview Drive will be closed like it was last year, but downtown there's nothing closed. So this new layout and with the entrance on 6th Avenue North, it's really kind of changed how downtown is going to look. Downtown should flow like they normally do. So we won't have anything. Last year we had some closures by the post office and all that stuff, and we won't have any of that this year. So that's going to be what it is, and then it'll be a question and answer session too. So if anybody has any questions, we can answer that. We'll give updates on where we're at on tickets and all that good stuff. So,
of course, we always appreciate Josh coming in again on the fourth Thursday of the month, but here we are in year 2 of this event, and it seems like things are going much smoother.
Yeah, everything's really, really smooth. I spoke with USA Concerts yesterday, and they feel like Clinton's going really smoothly. I think that's attributed in part because we have people on the ground here in Clinton that are working this a lot of the logistics stuff, so they're not having to handle a lot of that stuff. We know our community, we kind of know what we're doing, and they just do the festival stuff, which is their bread and butter, and it's a good partnership between us. And we learned a lot last year, Josh and I, first time we'd gone through this, and our city departments learned a lot, and I think it made this year even easier because we know more of what to expect. I mean, other than this year, at the moment, we're on pace to have a lot more attendees, so the amount of people will increase, but really the festival itself and kind of how the operations go is not going to be any different. So,
and you were saying ticket sales have been very good.
Yeah, we're doing really good on ticket sales. We went on sale 2 months before we did last year, right? Or the first year, so that's good. But we're probably 300 to 3,500 tickets sold ahead of where we were last year to date. If we do that number, and there's generally a lot of your ticket sales come at the last minute in the last 30 to 60 days or even closer to the festivals. So if that holds true with their trends on what they see on their festival, we should hopefully be in that neighborhood of 11 to 12,000 per day. I mean, right now they're pretty steady per day. It's between 7 and 7,500 is what we're expecting per day right now. If you see that amp up at the end, we should be real close to 11 to 12, hopefully.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, what about sponsorships? Is that closed, or are you still looking at sponsorships?
No, we'll always take sponsorships. Obviously, some of the material that you get, the marketing side of things in a sponsorship, the later you wait, the less of that you're going to realize just because of time constraints. But we're always looking for sponsorships. We had a new $10,000 sponsor come on yesterday, which is good. 2 days ago, we had a confirmation on a diamond deck, which is good. So we're full up there. So yeah, we're always looking to have that, and we've got some unique opportunities down there to really brand your business. And there's, it's not just give us money and have your logo up there. You get an absolute lot of value, a lot of a $5,000 sponsorship. You get 8 VIP tickets, 2 VIP parking passes. That right there has a lot of value in itself, right? And then you get all the marketing stuff along with it. So, yeah, if you're interested and you want to get your name out there, give myself a call or Josh Eggers, and we'll definitely work with you.
Just a final thing. Mary and I took a walk down on the riverfront on Sunday. We parked at the ball club and then walked behind that way. And I was just, you forget how big of a space that is.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy how quickly it can transform into something wonderful as well. Whether it's, Finally Fridays when you have that up, or the Tailgate and Tall Boys, and even if you went down the Kingdom Bound, the Christian Music Festival, when they have that set up, I mean, 4th of July, everything. I mean, and it's just cool how versatile it is, and it's awesome that we have a location like that right on the riverfront that we can utilize, because there's not many communities out there that have that.
Very true. Again, visiting with Scott Maddasion, Mayor Clinton, what's your next talking point here?
Yeah, I think this is a really cool thing. Obviously, talent attraction and attraction of people is important. Also, retaining people here in Clinton to work and live and grow their families and everything. So, council and I definitely support this, are going to stay involved in the peanut butter program that was started in 2019. That is a student loan repayment program. So if you move to the Clinton area, you can get money towards your student loans repaid back to you for 5 years. So, and that's like if you grew up here and you graduate from high school and you go to, we'll say, the University of Iowa for 4 years, or 5 if you take that extra year, and then you move back, you qualify. So, I mean, that's how it works. And we have about 16 or 17 folks that are on it right now. I'd love to see more than that. We budget more money for this program than what we're spending right now, which I think is a good thing and a bad thing. Obviously, you're saving a little money, but we would love to max out our budget for this just so that we're bringing folks back here to work. And I think with Atlas Roofing coming online and hopefully Project MG and all these other places that are adding businesses that are not just one-dimensional. I mean, there's operators, there's engineers, there's accountants, there's all these different types of businesses that are jobs that are becoming with these businesses. So this is just one way to bring people back and retain people.
Any idea, the people that you talked about, the 16 or 17, what are they doing in the workforce in the area?
A lot of them are at the school district.
Okay.
The Clinton Community School District pushes this really hard, right? And I think we do pretty well through Grow Clinton. As a city, we probably could do a little bit better on that, but we have some city employees that are on there. We have a lot of school district employees, and then we have some you can tell it's family members of people that maybe work at the school district, and then their brother or sister got on board because they heard about it. So yeah, I mean, with this, you can get up to $130 a month for 5 years. You know, you'd have to work for the school district and live in the city of Clinton, and then you would get, you know, the school districts, the Clinton and the county's portion, and then you'd max that out. Other communities, I don't know if Comanche and DeWitt and them are going to stay on board. That's a discussion those communities have to have, but they're on board right now. So hopefully we see more of that too.
Okay, next one, more facade grants applied for.
Yeah, so we had some really successful facade grant stuff done on 5 businesses downtown, and then to include Restrelli's. They were one of them too in the Lions district. So we applied for a couple more. The Ankeny building, so on the corner there where I guess would be the corner of 2nd and 5th on the south side there. That's a big one. It's like $680,000. So hopefully we get that one, because that building, it's funny because it looks the exact same as it did back in like the 40s. If you look at old pictures from like the History Club or something like that, it's wild. So yeah, I mean, we're plugging away and trying to get more stuff done down there and help businesses out with some state money. They put some money in, the city matches, and we get the businesses to look better.
What have some of the comments you've gotten from the businesses that did take advantage of the original?
I think they love the way it looks. I mean, and the value they get, you know, they're putting in a smaller portion, and then the state's putting that grant in. So they're getting, you know, well, for argument's sake, let's say they're getting $150,000 worth of work done to the facade of their building, and they might put 25 in, the city puts 25 in, you know, and that's a huge boost for a local business. And we know small businesses are, you know, they're not millionaires, right? Always, maybe some of them are, but having that extra boost and being able to kind of revitalize their business and the outside doing that is a good thing.
Yeah, certainly. A final talking point, again, thank you for coming in today. The zoning ordinance for C2 and houses that are businesses.
Yeah, so we have a lot of businesses that are along 2nd Street, right? There's a lot of houses that are along 2nd Street, some that are residences currently, which is perfectly fine, and some that are used as businesses. Basically, what we're trying to do is we're trying to make sure the ordinance accommodates everyone. If you have a house that is used as a business and it has not been significantly modified, then you can sell that as a residence again. It doesn't have to remain as a commercial building. And it sounds weird, but you know, not everybody's kicking down the door to buy property and build new things on 2nd Street, right? So we want to make sure that we can utilize these buildings in a flexible manner, and we don't want the restriction of zoning on that to deter someone from either moving in down there or having a business down there. So there's going to be some things with it, so we do it the right way, but ultimately we want to make sure that, you know, if you have a house on 2nd Street and you used it for something, that it could either be sold as a business or as a residence if that works out. So,
as always, appreciate your time. If people would like to be more involved or find out more about the city, how can they best do that, Scott?
Yeah, so on our website, we always have links to the boards and commissions with the application on there. You can always reach out to me, and I can help you along the way as well. But yeah, I mean, look at Facebook. We put a lot of stuff on there about what's going on and things like that too, so you can help out. But yeah, we're always willing to let people know how they can help.
All right, we'll talk to you again on April 11th.
And I apologize, I missed last month.
Well, that's okay.
My calendar failed me, so.
Appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
See ya. Thanks.
Keep it on the down low here.
Is the Dan Patrick Show.
We're finding that quarterbacks and what they do off the field may be as valuable as what they do on the field. Patrick Mahomes is following that blueprint because if you go back to 2020, he had a team-friendly deal. And we said this at the time. I said, in this contract, he will be underpaid. He's already underpaid. But he decided that he was going to free up over $20 million in cap space this offseason. Now, he's still going to get that money. He just doesn't get that money now. What did the Chiefs do? They re-signed Chris Jones. Travis Kelce's still there. Creed Humphrey, Trent McDuffie, L'Jarius Sneed. He got the franchise tag. Mahomes is competing with Tom Brady. That's what this is now. He's already a Hall of Famer. And now you want to see if you can get to 7 Super Bowls.
Dan Patrick. The Dan Patrick Show.
Heard weeknights at 6 on FM 105.9 and AM 1340 KROS.
Well, we'll be joining Dan Patrick in progress this evening because we do have Iowa basketball. Big Ten Conference tournament is underway. Got started yesterday with Maryland defeating Rutgers. There are 4 games today. Iowa will be the third game of the day, scheduled to tip at 5:30. Our pregame coverage, of course, precedes that with Gary Dolphin and Bobby Hansen. That will come your way at 4:30. Now, should Iowa win, they would play against Illinois, also a 5:30 tip with a pregame at 4:30. So again, Iowa, Ohio State this evening, hopefully Iowa, Illinois tomorrow. Well, coming up at the bottom of the hour, Radio Iowa News, and then I'll be in for Paul Dimkowski for Will and Deal. We're only going to take it to about 9:45. We'll get the daily classified in, maybe take a couple of calls. Of course, John Tesh, Intelligence for Your Life, will be coming your way at 10 a.m. Maybe coming your way, some rain. We had rain earlier. Right now, just overcast. We're at 49 degrees. Temperature is going to be fairly steady at around 50 degrees.
You're listening to AM 1340 KROS, Clinton, Iowa.
FM 105.9.
And KROSradio.com.
This is Radio Iowa. The Iowa House has passed a bill to create a school safety grant program, and if a second bill follows, school staff who get a permit to carry a gun at school would get bonuses. Representative Carter Nordman of Adel says it's part of the Republican response to the January school shootings in Perry.
Democrats would pass restrictive gun laws, but none of the gun control bills that we've heard from Democrats would have prevented what happened in Perry, Des Moines East, Parkersburg, or starts right here.
Democrats like Representative Ross Wilburn of Ames say the grants could be used to buy guns if school boards get the power to let staff be armed at school.
It's important to point out that we all are in favor of keeping our schools safe, keeping our communities safe. We differ on how to go about doing that.
Another Democrat said the legislature should be making it harder for a would-be school shooter to get a gun and not making it easier to have more guns in schools. This is Radio Iowa.
Stop in at Fleet Farm for one of the biggest selections of Milwaukee tools around. Milwaukee's raised the bar on heavy-duty performance, and we've got over 1,100 Milwaukee tools and accessories to help you crush that to-do list. Like the M18 cordless 2-tool combo kit. 400 pounds of torque, packed into just 4 pounds of compact drill driver, plus 2 batteries. Shop all the top brands we carry to help you power through everyday life at Fleet Farm.
7 million children suffer from asthma, more than any other chronic disease. Most asthma attacks are caused by allergic reactions to allergens, including those left behind by cockroaches and mice. In fact, 82% of U.S. households contain mouse allergens, and cockroaches are found in up to 98% of urban homes. How can you protect your family? Find out at pestworld.org. A message from the National Pest Management Association and the American College of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology.
A bill that would create a new crime of human smuggling of undocumented immigrants was blocked in the Iowa Senate on Wednesday. House Republicans had passed the bill last week, saying it's needed to give Iowa law enforcement the power to arrest those they suspect of illegally transporting migrants into Iowa. Republican Senator Brad Zahn of Urbandale says, though, the bill needed work, and the Senate Judiciary Committee, which he chairs, didn't have the time to make adjustments.
The House has passed over 250 bills, and we've only passed over 43, I heard. So, the workload is obviously, the volume is quite a bit coming from the House, and it's frustrating. I shouldn't even say this, but it is frustrating when I get these bills coming to me with a 2-day, 3-day with the expectations that we keep it alive.
Relatives and religious organizations providing assistance to asylum seekers had urged senators to defeat the bill. They argued they could be arrested for driving someone to school or work. Tomorrow is the deadline for policy bills like this one to have passed the House and cleared a Senate committee. A Lynn County jury took less than 2 hours on Wednesday to reach a guilty verdict in the murder trial of 30-year-old Duval Walker Jr. of Cedar Rapids. He was convicted in the shooting death of 32-year-old Cameron Barnes of Cedar Rapids in a Marion bar last year. The new jail in Sioux City failed a state inspection this week, and now the new Woodbury County Law Enforcement Center won't open on schedule next month. Chief Deputy Tony Wingert says the new jail would have room for more than 500 beds, and that's more than double the current jail size.
Everybody that is a danger to society is in jail, but we have people that could probably need to spend some time in jail, and they're not right now because we're so full, because we don't have the bed space.
Wingert says some people have been waiting more than a year to serve their sentences due to overcrowding. The Sioux City facility was originally scheduled to open some 6 months ago, and now the opening date is mid-May. I'm Matt Kelly. You're listening to Radio Iowa.
Did you get that letter? Did you get that letter from the city to get weeds, wood, or junk off your property? If you did, call MJ's Moving and Holloway of Clinton. MJ's Moving and Holloway specializes in cleanups and clean-outs and can get your property back to normal and up to code. Their office is located at 2319 North 2nd Street, and they're open 6 days a week from 10 until 6, Sunday 2 to 6. Call MJ's Moving and Holloway at 563-219-0038 or 563-357-2011.
Welcome to Wheel and Deal on KROS. Wheel and Deal is your buy, sell, and trade show that comes to you every Monday through Saturday morning at 9:35. To hear your items read on air during the show, you can mail us your list of not more than 3 items to KROS Wheel and Deal, P.O. Box 518, Clinton, Iowa 52733, or email your list to contactus@krosradio.com. Or fax your list to 563-242-4825, or drop off your list at our studio at 870 13th Avenue North during business hours. Facebook users, be sure to use the KROS Wheel and Deal Facebook page.